Hello and welcome to Madagascar. My name is Aaron Ross and I'm here with my colleague Rijasolo, who's manning the camera at the moment. I'm standing in the capital of Antananarivo, best known as Tana, and we're here to answer a question that Madagascar answers perhaps better than any other country on earth. And that is, what happens to an aid-dependent country when the tap suddenly runs dry? The most recent problem began in 2009 when a coup d'etat ousted then-President Marc Ravaloman, replacing him with the mayor of this city, Aaron Ross. As a result, international donors slashed their assistance, which had until then accounted for some 40% of the state budget. Madagascar entered a crisis. The economy tanked. Millions more Malagasy entered into poverty, health indicators plummeted, and millions of children are now out of school. However, Madagascar may be on the verge of a turnaround. Presidential elections were recently held and a winner declared. Foreign aid should start to flow again. But the road ahead remains a difficult one. The consequences of the last 5 years run deep. So, Rita and I spent the last month crisscrossing this country, from the beaches of the north to the rough and tumble mines of the south, to get a glimpse of just what the future may hold. But we started here in Tana on December 20th for the presidential runoff. Two candidates are still standing from a field of 33 in October's first round of elections. The ousted president Marc Ravaloman and his successor Aaron Ross were both barred from running, so instead they fielded proxies. Ravaloman, exiled in South Africa, backs Jean-Louis Robinson, a former health minister. Ross backs Ir Razanarmampian, a former finance minister, whom he campaigns with in Tana 2 days before the election. Both make restoring aid and investment the centerpiece of their campaign. Election day passes peacefully, and the ballot counting begins, but it won't be 2 weeks until the result is announced. So we drive north, more than 500 kilometers to the coastal city of Majanga. It is a scenic town with gorgeous beaches and a vibrant waterfront, but it has taken a big hit in recent years. It's the morning after Christmas in the nearby village of Belobaka. But under a searing sun, we find villagers out in the gravel quarry. While the older men hack away at the large formations, the children smash up the rocks into smaller pieces. We meet Justin Behusu Sambon on his midday break. He tells us that life has gotten harder in the last few years. The construction contractors who buy the stone to build houses in the city come less frequently now. He struggles to put food on the table for his young children. In Madagascar, 1 in 2 children under 5 is chronically malnourished, a condition known as stunting. Back in Majanga, we hear about a disturbing trend, rising prostitution among local youth. We meet Yasmina, who's 15, and until a few months ago worked as a prostitute in a desperate bid to earn some money. Most of our clients were Europeans, who have turned Madagascar's coastal resort towns into hotbeds of sex tourism. On the beaches and in the nightclubs, they drink and size up their options. For a sex tourist on a budget, a minor can be a bargain, as cheap as 50 cents for the night. we learn about one more unfortunate consequence of Madagascar's economic travails. This is Madame Siko. Like thousands of other young women, she left Madagascar for work as a domestic servant in Lebanon. Once there, her passport was confiscated. She was abused by her employer. Madame Siko eventually escaped and was repatriated to Madagascar. But tens of thousands just like her remain in similar situations, from the Gulf to Lebanon to China. Back in Tana, the results of the election are announced. Rajanormampian wins an expected victory, but Robinson alleges massive fraud and appeals to the Supreme Electoral Court. Some of his supporters promise chaos if the decision doesn't go their way. Next, we travel south on the National Route 7. The scenery changes as the verdant plateau gives way to a dry, forbidding landscape. It is here that one finds the frontier town of Ilakaka, home to what is possibly the largest sapphire reserve in the world. Before sapphire was discovered here in 1998, a few dozen people called it home. Now, its population numbers in the tens of thousands. Malagasy, Thai, Sri Lankan, European, all drawn by the lure of sapphire riches. Few, however, strike it rich. For most, life remains difficult. Children join their parents in the quarries and the riverbeds. A good stone is hard to find. In this quarry we visit, the men take turns some 20 meters underground, collecting bucketfuls of rich red earth to send back up. Rita joins Augustin at the bottom to take a closer look.
Yeah.
From there, it's back to Tana. The city is on edge as it awaits the ruling of the Electoral Court. Most Malagasy, though, have little appetite for a fight. 5 years of crisis has been more than enough. Thanks for watching. You can check out all of our reporting at our page at the Pulitzer Center website. For now, so long from Madagascar.
Sur ce putain de dingue, je casse l'eau, je casse money, hôtesse pro. Je te défonce, ton père n'a rien à foutre. Ta mère qui va ta chaque donc c'est jamais